Navigating through the energies of New Earth is not an easy process and can become extremely overwhelming at times. As we all ascend into higher frequencies, we're all being guided to embrace our own unique divine pathway, a pathway created in the vibration of love. Join Vibe Nation radio host, international psychic medium Carrie Turcotte, as she guides her listeners to rediscover themselves by accessing the keys of knowledge that already exist within. Each week's show is divinely orchestrated to intertwine with the universal energies, allowing the listeners to go deeper within and understand the message being shared even greater. When you live in the frequency of love, there is no competition, so Carrie will be joined regularly by fellow soul family members who will bring forth wisdom and knowledge she knows should be shared on a global level. At the end of each show, Carrie will tap into the energies of the listeners to see what message Spirit wants to share with all those listening in for the upcoming week. If you really want to get to know who you truly are, come and join us now on Vibe Nation Radio, here on the IOM Radio Network.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to Vibe Nation Radio, where this week is a very special week for me. I know that many of you listening know today is the Lion's Gate, that it's also the day that my father received his golden wings 14 years ago. And I thought, what a beautiful way to dedicate a show to my dad on the day he got his golden wings by working and talking with other people within the soul family about the Vibe Report, because my dad is the channel that I do channel through to help all of those that follow the Vibe Report. So, Daddy, I just want to say I know you're here in my living room doing a jig, and I just want everybody to know that knows my dad. He's going to be busting some songs in your head very soon. So, without further ado, let me introduce those that are with me today. I've got 3 dear soul family members with me. The first one is calling in from Las Vegas. She has been following the Vibe Report since inception, and which is October 2014. And let me say hello to Patricia. Hello, Patricia.
Hi, Carrie.
How are you, my dear?
I'm well, thank you. Dancing Dave is busting a move over here.
You're feeling them already, too? I'm sure as we go down the line, we'll all be feeling them. Well, thank you for joining us today. Next up, I want to talk to a gentleman who's calling in from Phoenix, Arizona, and he's been following the Vibe Report since April of this year. Hello, Chris. Thank you for joining us.
How you doing, Carrie?
I'm doing good, thank you. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And the last but not least, Larissa, who is calling from Sweden, who has been following the Vibe Report since this year of May. Hello, my dear. Welcome here from Sweden.
Hello there.
Do you want to say your name in the way you say it in Swedish language?
Well, I completely understand that it's difficult to pronounce, but it's Ulrica, but it's totally fine. You know, I'm all wigging out here in the love energies also, so it's
the love
totally fine.
We're creating right now with all the beautiful twins.
Yeah.
So those that are listening in, if you're not familiar with the Vibe Report is simply videos that I do, and I channel through the embassy through my father and his beautiful sidekick, Bradley, our buddy who was here in the personal realm of what we're dealing with till December, and then he transitioned to the other side, so now he's my father's sidekick. And the two of them like to have a lot of fun in the Vibe Report. We have a saying, expect the unexpected, because you never know what is going to come out of Gary's mouth. I even blow my mind sometimes when I listen and say, I can't believe I said that. But, my dad's saying we might want to put, the following video is rated R. Viewer discretion is advised. And it has to do with the language, my friends, because we're real. We can't get any more real than we are on the Vibe Report. And expect the unexpected, because, again, you don't know what's going to come out of my mouth, and we don't know when the next video is going to come out. I'm a channel, so when the channel comes on, like yesterday, the channel was on full swing. I did 3 videos yesterday. I'm like, okay, do you think I can do, another one tomorrow maybe? And they're like, no, do one now. So let's start with Patricia. Patricia, just say hello to those that are listening in, and just talk about some of your most memorable moments, like one of them that you've had that just blows your mind every time you think about it.
Well, this journey has been at times very challenging, and for me, the Vibe Report just makes it real. And there's so many memories I could talk about, but the one that comes to mind most often is concerning the Pandora's box at the end of July that was supposed to open. We received a lot of guidance from Dancing Dave, and sometimes
Patricia,
yes.
Can you move a little bit? If you're on a cell, can you move? Because I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Is that better?
Yes, that is better.
Well, you know, I am coming from Sin City, so I have a lot of shadows to make my way across the country. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Anyway, I was talking about Pandora's box and Dancing Dave soul slapping me quite frequently. And as you always tell us, to start busting a move when we're feeling our lower vibrations. So I went to pull out a disc, a CD, and lo and behold, in the wrong box was Pandora's Box CD from Aerosmith. So it was just a reminder to stay in the now and just get busting a move whenever we feel low.
Thank you. Chris, how about you, my friend?
You know, if you remember when I signed up for the Vibe Report, I was first. It was first recommended by Marla that I talk to you, because her and I had been corresponding for like a month or two before, and then so I looked you up, and which was that either that day or the next day, and I tried to register for the Vibe Report, and I couldn't get on for like an hour and a half, and you and I were going back and forth on instant message, and you were cracking me up if you can remember that. And I mean, we've talked quite a bit offline or on instant message since then, but what that did at that time was it told me how down to earth you are, and like, you know, nothing really bothers you, and on this journey, you know, I only listened to three people: you, my spiritual advisor, and Marla. And that at that time, it told me a lot about you, and that was probably about the most memorable thing about this whole thing. Is.
Thank you. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That's really nice to hear that. And how about you, Ulrica?
Oh, well. I think, you know, of course, everything happens for a reason, and that I just bumped into the Vibe Report and you, Carrie, it was just meant to be, of course. And I mean, it's just about finding a channel that is real and it's pure and it's authentic and real, and that's what I found that with this channel, because it's all about you're giving us tools how to actually go deeper in our own soul journey. I mean, we can just, you know, if we want to follow our ego or do we want to follow our soul. And the Vibe Report that you are handling to us is just so perfect, because you have that understanding that it's not supposed to be one way. It's like we all have different ways guiding us through this, but the tools that you're giving us through all the Vibe Reports, it's just, you know, it's great. And one really quick memory that it just came up to me right now was because I never have stomach problems, never ever, and I hadn't registered to the Vibe Report. I hadn't really looked into it, but I really got this totally stomach pain, and I had to go to the hospital, and the doctors didn't find anything. You know, I was there for hours. We did all the tests, and it was crazy. And I came home, and I just actually went into the Vibe Report, and you were just talking about this, finding your truth, and you can get problems with your solar plexus. And I was just cracking up. I was just like, this is so funny. And there's so many other things that have happened to me that also relate. So yeah, it's for me, it's a perfect tool.
Mm-hmm. And those that are listening that are not members of the Vibe Report, we like to have fun. Yeah. And when the channel comes on and we're dealing with some pretty crazy stuff, it's not the scenarios that they use. And, they're talking right now about the flip-flop that's taking place. And if you don't follow the Vibe report, you truly can't understand. But I'm getting emails like crazy now saying, oh, my gosh, I get this now. And I understand why I'm feeling this and why I'm feeling this fear. And it's because the energies are flipping. Mm-hmm. And, like the other, a couple of weeks ago when I had that meltdown. And then I got my answer why I was having, like I had the meltdown, then I was okay. And then the channel answered my question, mm-hmm. what I was talking about on the Vibe report, which I thought was very cool. Mm-hmm. Anyone have any comments with regards to that?
No, I mean, I can say with the flip-flop, it's I don't know if thanks to you, it's like always when I get these flip-flops in my energies, I can always relate, and it makes it so easier for me to know that, it's all energies that I need to release. It's lower vibrations.
Yes. And Chris, I heard you coming in.
Yeah, well, like I told you before, and I know that you don't really look at this too much, is when you had that meltdown, I said, you know what, that showed the real you, and it was a release, and I've done that too. And the information you've given about this flip-flop and the Pandora's box and all that has helped me understand why I was going through all that.
Mm-hmm. Good. I love the channel. Let's Carrie have a meltdown so she can tell everybody how genuine she is, and then she's going to get the answer. So
exactly, and that's
Go ahead,
and it
Patricia.
made me feel not alone because I was having a meltdown as well, and then it like you, everything clicked. Everything clicked when you had said everything, so it was perfect timing.
Yes, and that's one thing with the Vibe report. It is always perfect timing because I'm a channel, and the channel is connected to the embassy, which is in a higher frequency where all of the soul family members are already together with their beloved in union. So when we come back from the commercial break, we'll talk a little bit about this, about the embassy and what it is, and how Dancing Gabe loves to play music to all of our soul family members. Stay tuned. We'll be back shortly after the commercial break.
Your conscious lifestyle on steroids. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. As difficult as it is to believe, there are places in Africa where human traffickers sell albino children and their body parts for use in magic rituals. Humanity Healing International is actively working in Uganda to change this paradigm. The Albino Rescue Project finds albino children who are at risk and places them in safe schools and environments where they can learn and grow free from fear. To learn more or to sponsor a child, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
The truth is, you can't change the world if you're broke. I know, I've tried. Isn't it time you turned your life's calling into a profitable, freedom-based business? I'm Michelle Barr. Join me every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern for Sacred Success.
There is no death, only a change of worlds. Chief Seattle. Deborah Livingston is an award-winning intuitive psychic medium whose international services include mediumship, spiritual assessment, animal communication, and spiritual mentoring. She is a published author and a trained shaman. Deborah provides evidential messages from spirit and departed loved ones. Learn more at deblivemedium.com. That's DEBLIV medium.com.
How to be a great dad in 15 seconds. Bike ride, go fish, walk in the park, phone call, milkshake, play catch, picnic, fly a kite, tell jokes, laugh, talk, read a story, tell a story, bumper car, swing set, bowling, pillow fight, cut loose, stay tight. Whew. Because the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hello, and welcome back to Vibe Nation Radio, where today we are giving insight to the Vibe report in memory of my father, and I have three beautiful soul family members with me, Patricia, Chris, and Ulrica.
Good.
I'm getting good at that, eh? Yeah, you down pack soon, sister. So before we went to commercial break, we started to talk a little bit about the Embassy of Light. And how the Embassy of Light came about was back when my twin journey truly started, when I became aware back in 2008 that there was something very unique and different about who I was. My dad started channeling to me about the Embassy of Light, and I didn't know what he was talking about. He was saying, you're an ambassador of light, you're here to help Gaia, you know, the Embassy of Light is real. He's like, you got to go get the website domain done. So I went and did all this stuff, and to this day, the Embassy of Light is still sitting there because I know what it's meant for, but it hasn't come into this 3D reality yet. So patience is a virtue, but in the meanwhile, I opened up the Embassy of Light on Facebook. And I opened it up on Valentine's Day, which is a very significant date for many people in our soul family. And it began. And through that, soul family members have been pulled to us. And one thing about the embassy is that we're all connected to it. So when you go into meditation, you know, you can go to the embassy, which is whatever your soul shows you, and you can be with your beloved. That's a 5D energy. So when we work with the Vibe Report, you know, I'm getting information channeled through the whole soul family through me. So the more people that join the Vibe Report, the more powerful the messages become. Now, Patricia, you would probably notice this because you've been following it the longest. Have you noticed over the last, 6 months, 8 months, it's become extremely, like, the information has gone up another notch?
Yes, it's been extremely strong, and I feel also that when you mention something, then 4 or 5 of us all come in and say, yep, exactly. And so it is filtering further and further out.
Yes. It's in the more family members that come in and start to realize that we are a soul family and we work with one another to help one another through this sacred journey back to one, because this is not an easy journey by any means. And no one ever said it was going to be. We just don't remember that yet. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to remember, right? We all are.
Yeah.
And that's what the Vibe Report does. It slaps us with reality, love slaps from the other side to say, you already know this. So, and when you work as a soul family, some people are having great days while other people are having low days, but it keeps the frequency high because if we all went and collapsed at the same day and went into boohoo moment, we would be back in 3D land, so this is how this family works. So the more that come, the more powerful the channel gets because everyone's working on themselves because that's what this is, I don't go in there and give you any magic tools. It's about the soul journey. And this is a journey back to one as one soul. And, I just feel that it's so important people to understand it that, I'm not in there fluffing people, like putting you into foo-foo fa-fa land and, saying some crazy stuff. Like, it's very basic. Like, right now we're in the dryer with the running shoes, right?
Yeah.
So, Chris, I'm hearing you laugh. Do you have a funny moment there?
I'm just, I get a kick out of you. I mean, every time either you and I talk or I listen to you on this, we all need humor, especially on this journey. It's serious on one hand, but we also need laughter. And you've said this a number of times. This isn't for the faint of heart. And what I usually say is I wouldn't wish this journey on anyone. And and you see people. Yeah, you see people saying, "I want to meet my twin." Oh, okay, you go ahead. You watch out for, or look out for what you wish for. So.
And a lot of people we know that are out there have been pulled into the vibration that the twins create, a break in the template for 3D relationships. So a lot of times people are not truly twins, but they're feeling that they are because of the people they're connected to. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing about the Vibe Report. You're either going to connect with it or you won't. There is, how often do you have to watch Carrie to figure out if you like Carrie or not? So, because we do, like I said, the WTFs come out quite a bit. We had that one episode I think Patricia, you're the only one that watched this, where everybody was talking about the 50 Shades of Oh My God.
Right.
Remember that?
Yes, and then there's also licking the ice cream cones.
True. When Bradley's saying with my dad, talk dirty, use that sacral chakra and that throat chakra, and how are we going to do it at the Vibe Report? We're going to talk dirty.
I watched that too. That was hilarious. That one. Yeah. That ice cream cone was that, and I gave you a hard time about that too.
Yeah, and they did come out on the radio show as well on that one, but I didn't say it the same way. It was kind of like it was a PG-rated version on the radio. So is there anybody feeling the urge to share something with the listeners?
Well, I just feel, I'm here. I just feel for me, it helps me and guides me on my journey back to oneness. And then once you mention something, it just clicks and it goes so much smoother. And it helps my knowing, it strengthens it, because then I know I'm not crazy, and it just confirms it and keeps me moving step after step.
Beautiful. Thank you, Patricia. And Larissa, the Sweden lady.
The Swedish lady. Well, it's like what Chris was talking about also. I mean, this is a journey. It's very difficult to do this, and it's like you have already decided to do this before you even came down here on this life in this time, and if you can find that soul family that can help you through this, of course it's so much easier. And that's why we're here, and that's why I wanted to go on the show, because that I would love that more people could find their soul family. If it's our soul family or if it's another, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter, but it's all about, I mean, for me, it's so much easier to know that I am not alone in this journey, because I know my soul knows it. And, this battling between the society and the people that are living the 3D that doesn't understand this really, it's difficult. It's difficult to communicate about it also. So, yeah.
Beautiful. And Chris, would you like to add anything to that, my dear?
Well, I agree with her about the soul family, and we're all connected on here, or most of us. But what I'm finding too is, as time has gone on, more and more soul family members have connected, and a lot of them have to do with this, either this show or your site, or I should say the Vibe Report, or just in general. And it's people of higher vibration, and it's helped me, especially when I've had questions as to, all this energy that's going on, and it's been up and down, and people ask me, what is going on? I can't give them the answer, because like you have said, we've never been here. And you helping guide us through that, because we've never been in this before, this day, in this day and age, is where we're going. So, yeah.
Yeah, and we have to thank the powerful channel for that. But again, way back when we decided we were going to come back and do this crazy journey and say, yeah, we're going to come down here, we're going to be light workers, we're going to help share and spread the love and go into higher vibrations. And sure, we'll do it with half a soul. Why not? And then it was like, but you know what? We're going to have a channel directly to home, and we're going to volunteer Carrie to be that channel. And I know when I started doing this channel back in October 2014, it was about 6 months after I actually met my twin in the physical. And I started channeling almost immediately, and I was writing all this stuff, and then I thought I need to start going public with this. But I was very fearful of putting forward that information, because I didn't know, like, I'm here, oh my God, I'm talking about the end of next month, but we're only here. And I had to learn to have faith that the channel was strong, and slowly but surely, and when it was free and it was out there and it was in written form, I had 17,000 people across the world in 144 countries following it. So, I know that it helped a lot of people, but the minute that I had to go video and shift the things around and thinking, this is too much work for me, I need to channel it instead of writing it, but I am worthy of being paid for this, because, this is a give and receive of what we're doing now. And, it's not a lot of money. It's $4.50 a week to have a coffee with Carrie and get hours of videos. It's not like I do 1 or 2 videos a month. Like, again, this month I think I've already done like 5 or 6 of them. We're only in the first week. So I just want people to understand that, what are you worthy? What are you worthy of? Are you worth $4.50 a week to be able to navigate through this journey where you don't think you're going crazy because you know that, oh my gosh, there's a drop zone tomorrow. We better, be aware of it. So if it takes place, we know what's going on. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Anybody want to add to that?
Well, I like the monthly vibe charts as well because, like you said, it prepares us so we can maybe raise our vibration and be prepared for that day, whatever may happen. And I can also help my clients then because knowing what we're going through and seeing the whole monthly energy.
Yes. And, the last couple of months they've given us 2 in advance. So we've got August and September. And a lot of times they do that just to show you there's a very difference between like this month's energy to next month's energy. And it's like the sneak peek. I thought, oh my gosh, a couple of weeks ago they wouldn't give me August and it was the end of July, but now they're giving me October. So it just goes to show you how the channel, like our family up above is again, okay, they've got to be prepared of what they're going down. And we don't fluff things up. If something dark, I'm feeling something dark is going to go down, it will come out of the channel. And I don't say it in dark ways. Like they might turn around and say, you're going to feel crystals coming out your butt. I remember that. I could not believe. I didn't say it that way, but I could not believe I said that. And so many people commented and said, oh my God, Carrie, I love it.
Oh, it's crazy.
But that's what the Vibe Report's about, is to allow you to realize that we can be crazy together and have a good time. And if you cannot come in and realize it's it's an adult version of a horoscope for twins. Mm-hmm. So, it's real. And again, some of the stuff remember that one time they brought out that, you would have all seen that cup that was shaped like something. Remember my dad showed it to everybody? You guys remembering this? I don't want to say the word. Remember my dad had that cup?
No, I don't remember that one.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember it. No.
I remember it.
Maybe I wasn't supposed to.
I don't think you're supposed to remember it, Chris, but Patricia does. So when we get back, we'll talk about this little treasure my dad brought forward one day. And we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Free your mind with OMTimes Radio, IOM FM. Have you ever wondered how to change your love paradigm? The secret key is finding a love partnership, not just a regular connection. How do you find these? Through conscious relationships. Ascending Hearts Dating is a dating site for people like you that believes in second chances and a different type of spiritual connection. Try Ascending Hearts for free today at ascendinghearts.com and change your love paradigm. Ascending Hearts, the premier dating community for the spiritually awake.
Eros Evolution is where sexuality and spirituality meets. Join me, clinical sexologist Martha Tara Lee, on Eros Evolution on Thursdays, 4 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio.
When Dad needed help getting around, I became his driver. Soon enough, it was up to me to be his housekeeper and financial manager, too. When he moved in, I became his cook and even his nurse. But no matter what roles I play, I know I'm still his daughter.
We understand the roles you play. So to help, we created aarp.org/caregiving, where you can connect with experts and other caregivers. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Vibe Nation Radio, where this afternoon we are talking to 3 beautiful soul family members, and we're giving insight to the Vibe Report with Chris, Patricia, and Ulrica. I'm getting there.
It's getting better. It's getting better. Getting
better.
Yeah.
So, Patricia, before we went to break, I remember I could hear you going, I remember. Of course you remember.
Yes.
So, I'm not saying you have to talk about this specific video, but just, some of the things that have come out of my mouth and some of the things I've used for props. You have to understand that we are who you are. We're a crazy soul family. We like to have fun. We like to dance. We like to sing. We like to be jolly. So that's what the channel is, because I'm connecting with your pure source energy in 5D with your twin at the embassy that is a place in another dimension. So as everyone ascends, the frequency band of the family gets higher and higher and higher. It makes the channel more clearer and clearer and clearer, but it also brings in the fun of the family. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
How about you, Patricia?
It's keeping it real. It's keeping it real. What we face day to day. I mean, the realness of it.
Thank you.
And then it's also, the music. It's
hello.
Yeah, the phone was breaking up.
Yep. I don't know if I just lost her or not, but go ahead, Chris.
Oh, I didn't even hear what you said because my phone broke up there.
It's the energy that we're all creating. This is what happens on our show when it's 3:33. Go figure, right?
Yeah, of course.
Miss Swedish lady, are you there?
I don't know what happened. I just went somewhere else. I went into another dimension.
you went to the embassy for a minute.
I was just like, what? I don't know. No, but what I was just going to say is about the music. I think that's something that's also kind of like a common thread, that we can higher our vibration through the music.
Yes, absolutely. Always busting a move in the living room with Dancing Dave.
Yeah.
Chris, I'm sure he plays with you with music a lot too. Now we lost Chris. Patricia, I'm sure you're... Are you there, Patricia?
I'm here. The boys are back in town.
Exactly.
That's the one that always gets me.
The boys are back in town.
Thank you.
No, I mean, I think for me, it's like with the music is, when I do have like lower vibration, music is really something that,
will raise your vibration.
Yeah, it's like, it's a medicine for me to just get rid of those lower vibration and get where my true soul is and what is the truth, and not be fighting with the ego.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I just felt, the strong connection just to the Vibe Report. That's a common theme.
Yes, the boys. Mm-hmm. How we break them down into categories.
Mm-hmm. And the boys have been up lately, haven't they?
Yes.
For many of us.
Well, that's why Patricia says, when the boys come out, we always hear that song, the boys are back in town, the boys are back in town. And you can laugh about it instead of beating yourself up, because, again, we're a soul having human experience, which comes with emotions and feelings. So we're up and down, so that when the boys come and get the best of you, you can laugh about it, see it for what it is, and just keep moving on, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be right now, experiencing what you need to experience to become a stronger soul.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Right? Did we get you back there, Chris, or have we lost you?
I'm here, yeah.
You're here. So
I'm here, yeah.
I'm here. I didn't go to another dimension. So is there anything else that you'd like to say, or, about your journey and how, something might have clicked with you to help you on your journey?
Oh, are you asking me that? Because I really didn't hear the question because of the phone.
Yes, I was just saying, is there anything specific that you listened to that was something that helped trigger you to understand that, oh my gosh, okay, this is what's going on and where I'm going?
Well,
I think a lot of the things that are, sorry.
Go ahead. Chris, you've got the mic.
I think especially now with everything that's going on, and as tough as this has been sometimes for me, I can tap into your videos and again, I may have said this earlier, that the information you give, and you sense or whatever, it helps me. And the boys, as you would put it, I haven't had to deal with those lately, and God only knows why. But I think I'm feeling more balanced. But the information that you give, and I've been helping some people that are just having a hell of a time right now, and I can pass it on to them too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So people understand what's going on, because again, this is a journey that we're all going through, and we've never been through it. That's the crazy thing about it. None of us have been through this before.
Mm.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So, Larissa, I think you said you had. What about something?
I think that some of the symptoms, that I've had in my body, that it's like not medical at all. It's like, headache and like shoulder pain, neck pain, and dizziness and stuff, that I just kind of, got a confirmation to why my body is feeling the way it's feeling. Mm-hmm. Because I know that I'm perfectly healthy, but still my body is like the Kundalini rising you explained to me, and all that is happening to our body during this process, because Gaia is raising in vibration.
Yes.
And that's, it's like it doesn't just happen to us that feels that we are twins. It happens to all of us. And there you're guiding me perfectly where it all makes sense.
Beautiful. Thank you. My dad said, "Thank you very much. I really like you." I can hear a lo-dee-do-dee-do. Here it comes out with that little, the old utelar. It's an inside joke between the two of us. And when I first connected, my dad showed me The Price is Right.
Yeah, don't even go there. Don't tell the science, Carrie.
Nope, I'm not on the thought of saying that. It laughed because she's out in the mountains in Sweden.
Yeah.
So,
no, but that's another thing also. I mean, all the signs that you can give so fast to just make, it's like, where can you get all these things if you do have a personal reading with Carrie? It's also something to me that just clicks that, the channel is real and it works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Chris is the only one that hasn't had a reading by me, but that's okay. Well, one day we'll get together, bro. But with Patricia and Larissa, I have done with them, and it's very cool because, again, it's their channel. Like when I tap in, I'm tapping into the higher self, which is already who they are with their beloved. So, again, I always say to people that, you can't make this stuff out. Some of the stuff that comes out of my mouth, there's no way I could make it up.
Mm-hmm. No.
It's the same with the vibe report. And that's why we have the lingo, because it makes it easier to understand. They don't want it to be too difficult because life in general right now is difficult to navigate through. Mm-hmm. So why make it more difficult by doing some foo-foo la-la language that people have to try and decipher?
Mm-hmm.
I'm here. I'm Patricia, why am I feeling your vibe? Are you giggling at the other end?
Me never. I'm picturing watching your videos, and Dancing Dave gets very persistent, and sometimes you have to quiet him down. Like, okay, just wait a minute, give me a minute. And that's what I'm kind of picturing at this moment.
Yeah. Okay, I can hear you. Shh. Well, I'm doing that all the time. But again, I just want people to understand that you're listening in, that we like to have fun. And there's nothing, like, you don't need a rocket science degree to follow the vibe report. Believe me, it's easy peasy. We're going back to kindergarten is really what we do, because we're all new to this. And again, like myself, being the channel, I have to go back and watch some of this stuff because I don't remember what I said. But that goes to show the power of the soul family, because as each one of us works on ourselves, we're raising the vibrations of the soul family band. And guess what? If your beloved is not awake or slowly waking up, by the family becoming stronger, it will automatically help wake them up. That's the importance of the soul family, especially in our soul family. And I think you guys would probably all agree with it.
Absolutely. Yes, I agree. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's the soul family is, again, we need to know that we're not alone in this, and that we have other people that are solely connected to us all over the world. And that's the one unique thing that we have about social media, because we're all over the world. It doesn't matter when you go on and you need some help. There's always somebody around because they're in different time zones. Right?
Yes, I agree with that. And it's like you had said earlier, thank God we're not all down at the same time.
Yes.
Because we
Absolutely.
have that. We have, yep.
Yeah. Well, just like Chris was saying, he hasn't been dealing with the boys very much lately. He's one of our rah-rah man going up the hill.
Well, but you know what? you know what? You say that, and I said that earlier, but, and Marla and I have talked about this, and she's talked about this. We manifest our own dreams and realities, and I keep telling myself, don't say that about, because it might hit me. I've been fortunate enough not to deal with that stuff, just a little bit of energy here and there. And I'm just not going to say, or put that in my mind about the boys and all that, because I know what that feels like.
Yeah. And that's why we have nicknames for them, because we're not saying the bad word ego.
That's right. We're saying the boys. We're
calling them the boys.
Yeah.
So when we throw that out to the universe, a lot of men might show up in your life. How cool is that? You might have to change it to the gals there, Chris. Gals are out to play. So is there, we're going to be going to commercial break in a moment, and then I'm going to be doing the weekly reading, and then we can top up. Is there anything anyone would like to say? We've got about a minute before we go to commercial.
I would just like to thank you and Dancing Dave and Bradley for stepping up and signing up to helping us all.
Thank you, Patricia.
And I also want to say thank you, because this is, it's all about deciding to follow your soul or follow with the boys, and the tools that you're giving me, it's just helping me to find my soul even more, because that's the most important thing. It's about me, finding my soul and being even more whole in myself.
Yes, beautiful. And that's what it's about, because again, I'm the channel, and we all agreed that I was going to be the channel.
Yeah.
And guess what? I'm channeling your higher self. Look at it that way, my friend. That's exactly how it is, and that's what it's like if you have a reading with me. Again, don't shoot the messenger. It's your higher self talking, not me.
Exactly.
So when I get back, I will be doing the weekly message, and then we'll be following up with any last-minute words before we call it. Be right back.
Bringing you the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio, your conscious lifestyle on steroids. Being a radio host on IOM-FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network.
Dr. Kevin here, and I want to invite you every Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, to join me on the Dr. Kevin Show, where we have a diversity of guests who help you step outside the box, behind the curtain, and see what a load of crap is going on in the world today, so you have more information with which to make better decisions. We'll see you there. Namaste.
Hello, I'm John Lithgow. Manatees are unique, among the most amazing animals on Earth, but they're endangered. We pose the greatest threat to their survival. Many manatees are killed or injured by boats or other recreational activities. I'm a writer of children's books, including one about manatees, and I believe education is the key. You can be part of the solution. Please contact Save the Manatee Club right now. Call 1-800-432-JOIN. Thank you.
Welcome back to Vibe Nation Radio, where today I have 3 soul family members, Patricia, Chris, and Ulrica. Sorry, you can tell my channel's on. I didn't even pronounce your name properly. Sorry about that. That would be my dad. He couldn't spell for crap. Sorry. And today we're dedicating this to my dad, who is in spirit, who was the channel, because today was the day he got his golden wings 14 years ago. And it's the Lionsgate. We're sharing the love. And we just want you to know that in our soul family, we are all one. We are all equal. And even those that have been following the Vibe Report from the very beginning, if I had said to them that they were the god and goddesses they are today back then, they probably would have laughed at me. And I believe Patricia could probably validate that for me. as she laughed.
Absolutely.
So the message that I'm getting for this upcoming week has to do with regards to what we've been talking about again. So this is the twin journey, the sacred journey back to one, that they're saying that, the vibrations of coming home to success in whatever your journey isn't a good vibration. However, there's still many who have not put closure to their 3D book of life and started their 5D book of life, because this is a brand new world that we live in. It's a new earth, and it's in the vibration of 5D. And today, again, we're peaking on the Lion's Gate, so we're in seventh dimensional energies, my friends. So really take the time to close your eyes and tap into your beloved, into God, and who you are as source, and bring this information down. Go outside, they're saying, and tap into Gaia, anchor yourself to Gaia, and work with her, bringing the energies up and down, because they're saying that we're not working to the vibrations about the tree of life. Like, where are you going with the new tree of life? The universe is still very confused with a lot of people saying, yeah, you might have patience and may be learning that, and this new book of life is beginning, but if you haven't put closure yet. Once you put the closure in, they're saying, is that the balance that your soul deserves of the two becoming one, okay? And if you're not meant to be with your beloved and you know that, the two becoming one is you and a soulmate. Please be aware of this. Because, like they're saying, the boys, do some journaling, let them out. It's all good. You need to let go that your life is at a standstill, though. They're saying that there's a brand new beginning that's make you feel wealthy within inside. This is about feeling financial wealth for who you are, of where you're going in this new book of life. So, take some time this week, my friends. Go to carrieturcott.com and do the condo in my head exercise. You can find it under home, and when the drop box come down, you'll see Vibercise. I believe it's the second one down. So as we're talking about this, I know all of you have probably done the condo in my head exercise. And maybe we should just talk a few minutes about that, and how these exercises that the embassy has been creating for us is really helping us on this soul journey to find who we truly are.
Mm-hmm.
Patricia, would you like to take the lead?
The kind of, yes, I'm very familiar with that exercise. I've done
yes, the condo my head exercise well.
Yes. Not only on family members, friends, coworkers, and myself. And it just does put closure to a lot of items in your life. And watching that paper burn after you write everything down, and it just goes up into smoke, there's nothing better.
Beautiful. Chris, have you done the condo in my head exercise?
I've done one burning too, and it was a couple of weeks ago, and it seemed to be a release inside of me. And but I agree. I agree with Patricia, though. I really do. And for me, burnings did help.
Yes. Miss Swedish lady.
Yeah, I can just agree with you guys. It's all about letting go of the old, and that's what these exercises that you have is wonderful to get rid of the old in order to create the new. And I think a lot of people, it's challenging to do that. You want to get attached to certain things, and the exercises are really helping you to even old karmic stuff that are sitting there. You can get rid of with these exercises.
Well, you just triggered me, because I remember, I think in one of those videos I did yesterday, I was talking to the channel. My dad was saying, "Stop hoarding."
Yeah,
don't be hoarders.
Yes, you did.
Exactly.
Didn't I say that?
Yeah.
Yes.
See, my dad's making himself known. Come on, I'm working with you guys. I'm working my magic.
It's all about fears.
Yeah.
Letting it go.
Yeah. And the number one tenet is you, my friend. You own the biggest penthouse in that condo. So, and usually writing the letter to yourself is the most difficult to do. And it's not a one-time thing. Like, you keep it working until they're gone. Right? So is there anything any of you would like to share before I start to wrap things up here?
I actually would like to say like one or two quick things, and first of all, a couple of weeks ago, or was it last week, Amy Hollywood made mention about getting rid of the old, Getting rid of the old junk is it could have bad energy. I agree with that. And two is if you're a twin or you're questioning whether you're a twin on a journey, and you're new at this and you want to seek some kind of spiritual help, I would recommend seeking a psychic that is a twin, because they seem to know about twin flames, and the ones that aren't don't know too much about soulmates or twin flames, and also use your discernment too when it comes to information, especially now because there's so much of it out there. So that's all.
And it's not information; it's disinformation.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just making you all confused. Just follow your heart and follow your soul and find that. Like for me, it was so meant to be for me to find the vibe report because there's so many messages out there that are only confusing. And I agree with you, Chris. If you're not the twin yourself, it's just going to be all mixed up messages for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's so important. Yep. We've talked about this on many shows. The importance of working with a twin. If you're a twin and you know you're a twin, if you're seeking help in any way, healing, reading, coaching, mentoring, anything, you need to ensure the person that you're working with is a twin because they're the only ones that will understand you. So go back, and like I said, I've said this before, go back into if somebody's claiming to be some world famous twin leader now, go back and look at their Facebook page. What were they doing 6 months ago or a year ago or even a year and a half ago? Because I've been doing this for years, and it's up there on my wall for anybody to see. But, if you don't know who to reach out to, do some investigating. Because I'm telling you, if you go, I know there's people that I've spoken to that have gone to see other people and it's messed them up. And yes, that was their soul journey, but it's like their spirit, their higher self said, oh, don't worry about it. They can go shake her up. But when they come back to Carrie, we can vacuum it out because she knows how to clear it. So again, if you do go that way,
yeah, me too. I totally agree. I've done it I've done it a few times,
Well, I'm communicated. I'm sitting here looking at your beautiful face, and I'm talking about you, my dear. That one time where you went, you acknowledged it, and said, you know what, Carrie, I did a silly thing, but you know what? That's okay, because what happened? They shook you up to no tomorrow, and you were like, "Wah!" And you tried to kill us, and then you came and saw me, and we took the vessel, and it was like you had to get rid of it all at once. So Spirit knew you were going to find your way to me to help clear your vessel. Exactly. So did it very fast. So, and again, we have to laugh about it because we're all on our own unique soul journey. And if you're guided to go to someone and it resonates for a bit, but then it doesn't, don't worry about it. I have people that, if they leave the vibe report, it's okay because, if you're not part of our soul family, I don't want you to stay. I want you to find your soul family. I want you to find yourself. And as you ascend and you get higher in frequency, there may be a time where a lot of people who've been following the vibe report for a long time will start to have their own channels and they won't be part of the vibe report anymore. Who knows? We got like 7 point how many billion people to help? And there's how many of us twins on the planet? Not many. So, this is about the family working together and how important it is to be a soul family.
Exactly.
So any last words before we tie it up, my friend?
I just want to say thank you for what you do.
Thank you, Chris. That means a lot to me.
Yeah, the same here.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Sending so much love from the Swedish mountains.
I can hear my dad dancing around the living room with his little shorts on.
Here, Carrie. Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. That means a lot. And again, you've been following me since the very beginning. And, your support has helped me become who I am today because you've been there supporting me because, we know what's happened a few times. Like we tried to open up the Embassy of Light and do the vibe report from there. And those that are listening in who are part of the vibe report have been around for a while. The actual website blew up. Literally. It blew up. It everybody out. And that was Spirit saying, what are you doing? The embassy is meant to be for a specific reason, and that's not it. So I had to bring everything back to my personal site. But I thought is that we needed to start a fresh foundation because it went from 17,000 people to, not too many people. Let's just put it that way. But we were the foundation. And since then, it's growing, and as the channel gets stronger and stronger, the beacon of light gets stronger, and it starts to pull the soul family home. And this is going to allow people to understand that, you know, if you're working with anybody within our soul family, we're all twins. We know what we're talking about. So that's why we work with one another and help one another, because, again, there's too many people on this planet that right now that need help. And right now the twins need to work with themselves within their twin community, knowing that we are here as ascended masters to shift the vibrations on Gaia. And how do we do that? It starts with us as an individual, knowing that we are always one with our beloved.
And
wow.
So it is. Wow.
Silence.
I'm hearing the embassy bells calling.
Ding, 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 ding. You know, that's another thing that a lot of people will get. You'll be thinking about something, you'll hear bells going off in your head. Yeah, that's the embassy. Or Dancing Dave will throw an earwig. Well, not earwig, earworm. Is that what you guys call it? Earworms? Earworms. Yeah. His music. So I just want to thank everyone for joining me today and celebrating my dad's day of getting his wings. And stay tuned tonight, my friends, because I'm sure that there'll be another message coming in, because Dancing Dave will want to talk about what just happened today. So thank you very much, Larissa. I appreciate it. Chris, I appreciate it. And Patricia, I love you guys. And I'm so glad we're on this journey together.
So much love. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Send love to our entire family. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.